People tend to think that increased productivity is going to be exhausting. They believe that they will have to work all the time at full capacity to fulfill their ambitions. But in fact, the opposite is true. The more productive you are, the faster you can finish your work. That means more time to do the things that matter to you. And as a consequence, you will be more happy and refreshed, which will make you even more productive. So, would you like to know how can we enter this positive cycle? Today you will learn 3 hands-on ways to become more productive. Prioritize your tasks and invest your time accordingly. Planning ahead, whether it's for next year, next month, or even next week, can be a daunting task when you are drowning in work, but looking down the line will pay off big time in the long run. Split up tasks into aims, objectives, and targets. Aims take 5 years or more. These are things like expanding your business network or becoming a doctor. Objectives take between 3 and 24 months. That could be anything between passing pharmacology and improving your fitness. And finally, targets are anything that will take 3 months or less, such as finishing that essay or studying 2 subjects this evening. Once you have parsed out your tasks, it's time to set some top priorities. That is, the projects on which you will spend the majority of your time. You might discover that you spend lots of time on activities that don't have much to do with your objectives or targets. How you allocate your time is crucial to your productivity, which leads us to another issue: procrastination. Fight procrastination with mini deadlines that hold you accountable. Have you ever found yourself with tons of work to do and no idea where to start? Situations like this can be paralyzing, so it's essential to know how to deal with them. One approach is to break your projects down into smaller targets, for which you can set mini deadlines. After all, if you are like most people, you will only start working when the pressure begins to build. But instead of waiting until the last minute to churn out a sloppy piece of caffeine-fueled work, a better approach is to set smaller deadlines that split tasks up into more manageable chunks. When using this approach, you should set your deadlines at similar intervals and avoid having them all piled up at the end. From here, you can hold yourself to your deadlines by sharing them with your boss or mentor, which adds some extra pressure and makes you more accountable. Such an approach guarantees that you will deliver on your promises, since you won't want to disappoint your boss. But remember, it's also key to reward yourself after successfully meeting a deadline. So treat yourself to a nice meal or an interesting book to let yourself know that you have done well. Quickly handle low priority tasks by keeping your perfectionism at bay. At one time or another, you have probably spent so much time on a small, simple task that you never got around to completing the tasks that truly matter. That's why when doing work, it's important to get the smaller pieces out of the way right off the bat. So instead of allocating a lot of time to work that's not super important, do the simple things quickly to free up more time for the meatier tasks. Each day you will be faced with different requests from your colleagues, your boss, and your family. As these tasks come in, it's important to decide as quickly as possible whether or not you are going to handle them. If you are, it's then up to you to do so hastily. A good approach here is to apply the Ohio principle, also known as only handle it once. For example, say you receive an email inviting you to a conference. You quickly browse the email, then set it aside. 3 days later, you remember the message, but don't remember the name of the sender. As a result, you spend countless minutes scrolling back through your inbox. On the other hand, you will check if the date was free and the topic interesting and make a decision straight away. Another way to move forward with your work is to fight the temptation to be perfect when it comes to your low priority tasks. Not everything needs to be done flawlessly. You should reserve this privilege for your top level work. Nobody is going to be pleased if you spend loads of time answering meaningless emails. So handle such tasks accordingly. Get through them quickly and move on to the important stuff. That's all for today, folks. Would you like a second part on productivity? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, stay healthy and in the know.